You're not behind. You're just getting started. But that's probably not what it feels like. It probably feels like everybody else has it figured out already. Feels like you should be further along. Feels like you're probably doing something wrong or you feel like you're not cut out for it. But it's only because you don't look like the person that you followed on social media who's been on this journey for years. You also might not have some of the time and resources that these people have, which enables them to speed up that timeline. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just comparing your first few months or first year to someone else's 5 to 10 year long journey. And as they say, comparison is the thief of joy. That comparison is doing more damage than any bad workout or any bad training session could. It's not making you want to work harder. It's making you want to quit and doubt yourself. So the problem isn't really your progress. Problem is your timeline. There's a lie that you keep telling yourself. Every before and after that you've seen on social media leaves out the boring part in the middle of that. You saw a 12-week or maybe a 16-week transformation, and you thought to yourself, okay, that's how long it takes. But the reality is, you didn't see the 3 programs they ran before they found one that actually worked for them, the 6 months to a year that it took them to actually learn and build habits on how to eat properly, the year before that where they showed up inconsistently, and maybe it was even longer than that. And most importantly, you didn't see the part where they almost quit twice. That 12-week transformation really took years. You just only saw the last 12 weeks where everything compounded and got them the results that they worked hard for. Sometimes social media doesn't show you the process. It shows you the product. So now you're in your first few months and wondering what's wrong with you or what you're doing wrong. But nothing is wrong. You're just looking at a finished product and judging your rough draft against it. Stop consuming and obsessing over results and start respecting timelines. Every person who's had success in this journey was once exactly where you are right now. And that obviously looks different for everybody. But I guarantee you, at some capacity, anyone who's seen these kind of results has gone through this, myself included. They didn't get there faster, they just got there first. Or even if they do get there faster, it still took a long time. And really, the only reason they're ahead of you right now is they either started sooner or they didn't stop when it felt slow. I want you to picture you're a rookie and it's your first training camp. Let's say it's the first day and you're on the field. And right next to you is someone who's been doing this for 5 to 10 years. It's the same drills, the same reps, the same field, but they're faster, they're sharper, and they make it look easy. And you're over here grinding, you're struggling, you feel like you don't belong. But the thing nobody tells you, the 5-year vet looked exactly like you on their first day. Now, maybe they were blessed with great genetics, but they weren't born sharp. They got sharp. And they got that through repetition. 5 years of reps that you haven't taken yet. 5 years of bad days. 5 years of showing up when it wasn't working. 5 years of trusting a process that didn't feel like it was actually working. You're not worse than them. You're just newer than them. And newer is not the same thing as behind. A rookie doesn't walk into a camp and think there's something wrong with them just because they can't keep up with a vet. They know that there's a gap and they know that it's going to be earned. So why do you walk into a gym or any new sport that you're doing and you're 6 months to a year in and you expect to look like someone who's been doing it for 5 to 10 years? It has nothing to do with motivation. It's simple math. And right now, you just haven't had enough repetition. I'm not saying this from a place of someone who's got it all figured out either. I've lived this, and I'm currently living this in the new things I'm starting to do. I'm building my coaching business right now, and I'm in that early stage. And if I'm being completely honest, I really wish it was further along than it really is right now. I look at other people who are established, the audience, the reach, the brand, and I catch myself thinking, Why isn't this moving faster? What am I doing wrong? How can I speed up this timeline? And there is things I can do to improve this. But the reality is, I have to check myself because I'm the exact same guy who will sit there and tell all my clients, trust the process, stay consistent, and the results are going to come. And so here I am struggling with the exact same thing. And it's just in a different area of life. I'm comparing my first couple years to someone's year 5 or year 10. And it's just not realistic. It's impatience dressed up as ambition. I'm preaching patience to you while learning it myself. But that's not the point, because nobody is above this. This is the process, and it's uncomfortable for everyone. I'm even struggling with this with my own training right now. I'm in a deep training block right now, preparing for high rocks, preparing for a boxing tournament. It's a heavy workload, but I keep catching myself look 2, 3, 4 months ahead when I'm deep in this right now. And every time I do that, I lose a little bit of focus on today. Today's session, today's reps, today's work. Because the reality is, you can't live in month 3 when you're standing in week 2. And if you spend all this time worrying about where you're going or where you want to head, you're not putting enough energy and thought into where you currently are. And the best thing that I keep trying to tell myself is it's not about 3 months from now. It's about this week. It's about the session I'm about to go do, and it's about the reps that I need to take. And when I focus and lock into that, the progress will take care of itself. The rank is not the goal. The goal is to improve every single day. And I want you to read that again. The rank is not the goal. Where you stand compared to someone else is really not the point. The cliche point is, are you better than you were yesterday? Because that's really the only race that you're actually in. And that's the only one that you can win. You don't have a results problem. You have a timeline problem. You set a timeline that was never realistic. You gave yourself 12 weeks to undo 12 years of bad habits. You expected to look completely different in 90 days when it took years to get where you are now. And when you didn't hit that deadline, you didn't think, oh, maybe the timeline was wrong and I was expecting too much, too fast. You thought there's something wrong with me, or there's something I did wrong. But there's not. The only thing that was wrong was the deadline. And any client that ever comes to me who is frustrated with their progress, I always say, let's look at your last 12 weeks before you sit here and get frustrated. Not the end goal, but where you were and where you are now. And more often than not, when I ask them and we look at it, are you stronger? Are you more consistent? Do you understand your body and understand what we're doing more than you did 3 months ago? And the answer is yes. I ask them, well, why do you think you're behind? Because they're actually right on time. They're building. The results are coming. The results are actually already there. You just haven't given them enough runway. So the biggest takeaway, if you're really frustrated in how fast you aren't seeing results, just remember, you're not behind, you're just early. And it sucks because early is uncomfortable, early is slow, early means that you can't see the finish line yet, but you have to trust that it's there. But early does not mean you're behind. Behind means you missed it, and early means that you're on your way. And every single rep that you put in today, tomorrow, next week, next month, is slowly closing that gap between where you are today and where you want to end up. So stop looking at the 5-year vet and thinking that you're not good enough, or that you're not cut out for this, or that you have bad genetics, when you're really just getting started. And just remember that this is exactly where you're supposed to be. The reps that you haven't taken yet aren't reps that you missed. They're just very important reps that are necessary and they're on their way. So give your progress the time that it's actually asking for. Because simply put, the only way to get from year 1 to year 5 is to not quit somewhere in the middle. You're not behind, you're just early. So it's time to go put in the work.